Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we took over this territory over here, fended off a plague, fended off multiple aggressive wars. It was a pretty action-packed episode, no doubt about that. There was a lot that happened. Luckily, we have survived smallpox, and so we don't really care about this anymore. And I was just looking at what the upgrades of hospices end up giving us, and it's kind of interesting. So we gain 4% legitimacy. I'm not sure if this is like a one-time thing or a base level or how this exactly works. But we do see that we gain piety, we gain plague resistance, and stationed men-at-arms toughness, which is fascinating, as well as tax. So I don't know that we want to go for hospices in cities. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but that is definitely a very interesting thing to do. We can also definitely grab guilds here for our development growth. I think that's going to be very important, but we need a little bit of cash for that. And that's absolutely fine. The question is, what do we have going on in all of this right now? Well, we can usurp the Duchy of Lobi. I'm not too concerned about that. We can demand payment from this guy, which we'll definitely do. And we can ransom this person as well, which we'll definitely do as well. So that sounds great. That, of course, means we can build our city building. And I want to get going on our guild halls. Now, I'm not convinced that we're actually going to get development growth out of that right now because we're tribal. That's okay. I do, however, want to consider working up our absolute tribal authority. We can't do that for 2 more years. Okay, that is noted. So we're going to need, at this point, cash more than we need prestige. That's reasonably fine. We're going... Oh, hello. Look at this guy out here raiding us. That seems ambitious of him. Let's raise all of our forces here. And we're going to head in as soon as we can. Okay, head on in there. So we're going to salvage this gold back. Oh, we have a sun. Okay, sure. An invisible enemy, huh? Increased maintenance. So men-at-arms maintenance plus 35% gold, specifically. I wonder if this applies to us. And minus 30% men-at-arms damage and toughness, which isn't good. But that men-at-arms maintenance is interesting. I wonder if that applies to us because we pay for it with prestige. Now, to be clear, I don't actually want to do that. We're just going to maybe close the barracks door. Ooh, that's also very bad. All of these result in a significant loss of men-at-arms damage and toughness for 4 years. We're probably going to go for the increased maintenance here because I'm curious to see how that plays out. We have to choose this right now. So this is sad. We're at minus 2.5. Let's keep an eye on that. It stayed still. Okay, so that doesn't apply to us, but the damage and toughness does. So we recovered 15 gold worth of loot there, and we got 8 prestige, but we also got 319 prestige. So that's perfect. We're going to let these guys retreat. And we're going to put our forces down. We definitely do not want to go to war at this moment. We want to chill for a bit because we absolutely need to let that malice go away. 10 gold, we will take 10 gold. Our mercenary company contract is expiring, and that's fine. We're not at all upset about that. Now, I do want to get these upgrades going. That'll cost us 200 gold. We could go raiding for the gold. That's probably our best bet, but we're going to have to keep in mind our forces are a little weakened. That said, I'm going to bump up our pikeman size. Okay. And we're going to raise local raiders out over here because I'm very interested in going and doing some raiding. 17 gold would gain disease recovery for 5 years. Ooh, 2 development growth per month for 17 gold? That is super worthwhile. Do it. If it was until the end of the game, it would be amazing. It's only 5 years, but that is absolutely great. We're going to take that. So this is Ghana up here. We probably don't want to make Ghana angry at this time. I want to take a look at how strong they are. They're actually not that strong. So we could dip up into raiding Ghana. That's intriguing. For the time being, we're just going to hop down over here. Ooh, paying 90 gold? I don't think this is worthwhile for us. I don't want to pay the gold. We need all the gold we can get our hands on right now. That is for sure. So we're just going to head on down over this way. I see these guys walking back towards us. They don't actually have any gold here. I'm going to eliminate these guys. Fantastic. Okay, we had a sun. That is fine. What? Why would he think that he can handle this? Okay. So I'm going to finish up this raid. This guy just declared war on us with his 25 troops. Okay. It seems ambitious. He does have allies. So we're going to head out over this way, and we're going to stop raiding as soon as we arrive here. We'll have to bring our forces back, and we do need to upgrade one of these up to a tribal hold at least. I'm going to get this one going. Okay, so we're going to stop raiding, which we looks like automatically did, and we're just going to head on over here. Okay, I don't know why he thinks this is a good idea. I really don't. Because it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all. Our men-at-arms are regenerating right now, which is why our prestige is so low. But once those do regenerate, it should be fine. Or close to it. Still minus 8.1. Okay, maybe we are actually getting that malice. Let's see here. So if we look at our actual maintenance here, raised armies minus 15.3. It just breaks it down that way. Well, we know we have increased maintenance on that, so it's not super shocking necessarily. But we are absolutely going to fight them here. They're not going to win this fight. They were never going to win this fight. I don't know why they declared this. I really, really don't. We're going to walk down over here, siege down his capital, and just put an end to this war. I don't want anything to do with this war right now. I would really rather not fight it. We can extort our subjects, and I'm delighted to do so. They even live by my mercy alone. So we gained 90 gold out of that. That's not fantastic, but I would definitely like to get some tribal hold upgrades going. We only need, I believe, 2 at this point for our personal domain. We're really only interested in upgrading our personal domain right now. That's where all of our resources are going to go for the moment. So that's all looking good. How are we doing on our innovations? Well, our tribal innovations are slow. There's no doubt about that. We're working on it. City planning is going to be done eventually, which will be good. And this fort is going to be sieged in 6 months, and that's going to end the war. They have no chance here. I really don't understand why they thought this was a good idea to declare. So for the moment, I do want to get Laraba upgrading. We're missing 15 gold for that. We'll get that gold from this siege. So that seems okay. He's on his way back here. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I don't know what he thinks he's going to get done here. He's going to just lose this horribly. Beautiful. Okay. So we got some enemy combatants there that we can ransom. That is going to be good. We can also upgrade our tribal hold in Laraba almost. We're missing 1 gold on that. Okay. There, we can get that going. And at this point, we are going to enforce these demands. He's going to pay us 17 gold. Okay, sure. We're going to disband our troops here, and that'll be fine. We are, of course, going to have to reinforce these men-at-arms a little bit, and that's okay. So that's going to be relatively expensive to do, but once they get reinforced, we'll go down to the unraised level, and the question is, how are we going to be on prestige there? Plus 2.8? Okay, that's acceptable. So I'm not too concerned about that one. Are we currently working on control? We are not. We should be doing that. So I'm going to hop down here and work on control. These do have their controls growing somewhat, but we definitely do want to work on control down here. Culture is also not our culture down here. That is noted. I want to change that. So faith conversions will need to be a thing as well, most likely. So we'll get that faith conversion going, and we'll do a promote culture down here as well. So we'll get all of that being worked on, and this tribal hold, we're going to need some gold and prestige to get that done. Okay, I want to check in. Okay, this is down to 7 of 3 again, and the reason why that went down to 3 is because our acclaimed knight died. So that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. As long as it's at 7, that's what we care about. So that's absolutely okay for the time being. I do want to make sure that we have enough. Yeah, we're going to need 91 prestige to pass absolute tribal authority. And we can do that right now, so we're going to need to go raid. That's okay. But it's going to be slightly expensive. So we're going to raise up our local raiders here, and they're going to walk up over this direction. We need a bunch of gold and prestige to make this happen. Okay, we're at only -1 prestige here. That's not too bad. So we're just going to raid our way through these nations, or not really nations, these little independent areas up over here. And we just need to have 90 gold when we head back. Well, a little over 90 because we are technically negative at -1 per month, but that's okay. We can ransom off a couple of prisoners, and I definitely want to do that. So we'll get all of those going. Excellent. And we're going to head up here. Cool. So we are going to take some attrition doing this, obviously. There was never any way that that wasn't going to happen. I do want to head up and loot here. Do we want to loot inside of Ghana? It's maybe slightly spooky, but I think it's fine. I don't think he can actually stop us. So I'm going to come back this direction where there's a little bit more raiding to be done. Unfortunately for us, this is pre-raided. He is raising up his forces here, but we're just going to leave. So we're just going to head down here. Beautiful. And we're just going to come raid out over this way now. What's he going to do? Chase us? Like, we're just going to come down over to Akan. And Akan is also somewhat on the weak side, so that's fine. Now, there's a dangerous faction here. This is just peasant rabble. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll take 10 gold. That sounds good. And how much prestige do we need for this? 24 additional? Okay, sounds good. So we want to have a decent amount more than 24. And we can get a diplomacy perk here. We can go for Praetorian Guard. That is going to boost up our prestige. We do not need things to legitimize our rule. This is true. Let's just do a traditional raiment here. That'll be fine. Okay, we do want to head up over this way and raid. We're at 19 raid loot right now, so that's looking good. I want to head here, then back, I think. So I don't want to raid too extensively out over this way right now. What we really need more than anything is just enough prestige to get absolute tribal authority, and that is our current goal. After that, we're going to have to start thinking about a reformation for our faith. That's a lot of piety, no doubt about that. And we would have to contain at least 3 holy sites. So where are our holy sites? Noted. So basically all up to the north of us. Okay. There are definitely easier ways that we could go about our reformation, but that, I think, is probably the way that we're going to take. Now, this was already looted, so we want to head down here. Perfect. And we're at 54 gold right now, minus 289, 288, yeah. So we currently need 30 prestige. We have enough. I just want to raid this and get back home. There we go. That's 74. That'll be more than sufficient. And we're going to be negative on our prestige for a little bit here while we get these guys reinforced. No doubt about that. So they're going to return, and we're going to immediately disband them, except we can't because of these guys here. Now, we could definitely come fight this force, and I want to. This is going to get us quite a lot of prestige, and prestige is good for us right now. So we're going to fight this force, eliminate them, and then walk back in. Easy peasy. There we go. And that netted us 309 prestige as well as a bunch of piety. So that is absolutely wonderful. We're going to have to wait for these guys to move slightly further away, but now we can disband them. And we are going to immediately bump up to absolute tribal authority. Perfect. Now we are a bit low on our soldier count, and I would very much like to kind of chill for a little bit here. Now, I want to check in here. That tribal hold is upgrading. We need to upgrade this tribal hold. We're missing 47 prestige on that. We could hold court here and see what that ends up being, but that will cost us 50 prestige. Never. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. So there's a peasant uprising here, and we are going to easily put those down. I'm just going to raise up our men-at-arms. We don't need to raise up any levy troops. This is all we need here. This is, in fact, way more than we need. There we go. So those guys are out of here. And now we need to head down and eliminate this army. Now, where are they going? What are they trying to do here? I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish. But I'm going to come fight them here. Sure. That looks good. So that's over. Fantastic. And we're going to enforce our demands there and disband our troops. Excellent. So we can hold court. That doesn't really necessarily generate us prestige. It might, but it doesn't necessarily. Now, I do want to ransom off these guys, and that'll be absolutely fine. Let's go ahead and hold this court. We'll see what happens. It's a bit of an investment. We'll gesture for the first in line to approach. Do any of these gain us prestige? No. It's a 50-50 chance here, 32-67. Slightly higher here. And we failed the intimidation. Okay, that's sad. Paying 50 gold for him to join our court. We could gain a strong hook on him because we grant him a county currently held by this guy. This would gain us 75 prestige in exchange for 90 gold. I don't know about that. We're just an arrogant, and that'll gain us some stress as well. I guess we'll do it. And we could get a hide carpet here. Okay. My business here is done. And let's check in on our court artifacts. Yeah, we can be reclusive. That's okay. No court artifacts to be done. Sounds good. Okay, so we're at 330 prestige right now, and I do want to get this upgrade going, but we're still missing 67 prestige for that, sadly. That is very sad indeed. Now, we could hold an activity here. I would kind of rather not do that. I think I would rather raid for the prestige. So we can head down like over here and raise up our local raiders. Yeah, there's definitely raid loot available down here. So let's do that. Let's just head down this direction for now. And then once we're hostile, we should be able to fight this army. We'll see if they're still visible once we get down here and once we're hostile to them. That would be ideal, but I'm not sure that they will be visible. They went off over this way, but we don't know exactly where they are. This is not them. This is a different army. I think it's a different army anyway. Regardless, we're going to come raid down over here. We're at 7 gold right now, and I would absolutely love to get some of this out over here. We can head out this direction. That seems reasonably fine. Do we still have that malice right now on our men-at-arms? I'm not sure if we do or not. We probably do, I think, for like 1 more year. So we'll keep that in mind. And, I mean, our men-at-arms are pretty powerful. There's no doubt about that. Due to our accolade. But let's just hop over here, get some looting done. We can loot a number of these areas. Ooh, we could lose 6 stress here. Sounds good. We'll definitely do that. So I'm thinking just looting here, here, back is the idea. We don't need too much loot here. We just want to have some, right? And I'd love to get this upgraded. We need 45 for that. We'll definitely have enough after we get all of these done. So that'll be okay. No problem whatsoever there, in theory. Raiding is, of course, a pretty efficient way to get gold and prestige. No doubt about that. Pretty efficient. I would love to fight these guys. We'll see if we are in a position to do so once we make our way over here. They're up over here right now. This ransom is absolutely acceptable. We could found a holy order. I'm not going to do that. And let's get this siege completed. There we go. Cool. And we're just going to make our way on back over here unless these guys are kind of close by. They're kind of not. And they're going to be fighting these guys. Yeah. I don't think that this is going to be a battle for us. Okay, let's just head home. We've got 83 prestige here. That'll be more than enough to get our level 2 tribal hold here. So that sounds good. That is our final tribal hold upgrade. And let's see. 100 diplomacy lifestyle experience. Sure, I guess that's fine. We're being raided up over here. That's very rude. And I'm going to disband this army, and we're going to re-raise it out over here. Cool. And now we're going to head down this direction and try to keep him from escaping. Okay, so he's going to go down here. Yeah, we're going to fight him here. Perfect. So we have a diplomacy perk. We'll take benevolent intent. That's okay for now. Fantastic. This is going to net us some gold, but a lot of prestige. And that is indeed the exact point. I want to get this fortified tribal hold going, since we can do that. And yeah, look at that. 421, so 390 total prestige for that. Beautiful. We're going to walk home, and we also got 49 gold and 25 bonus prestige there. That's absolutely great. So we're going to put down that army. Wonderful. 50 additional gold coming in here, and we can start thinking about building upgrades for our buildings here. Are we lacking tech for this? Yeah, we need the barracks invention. Okay, so we do lack technology for getting those upgrades done. That'll be the barracks invention here. We're working on quilted armor right now, which is not necessarily ideal. I guess we'll start to work on barracks. We probably... Well, what do we need to upgrade our longhouses? That needs barracks. To upgrade our markets is city planning. We'll have city planning pretty soon, so we'll be able to start doing some of these upgrades at least. City planning is about 9 years out, so that is going to be a little bit, for sure. So that appears to be about all of the upgrades that we can do here for now. Unless we can upgrade this. We actually can, and let's get that going for sure. That seems absolutely fine. So, in that case, we should start thinking about expansion. Something like the Duchy of Bobo up over here would be absolutely ideal. We can do a county conquer, and I think this is just free. So we're going to head on up over here and start to get some of that going, grabbing our rally point, putting that about here. We'll raise up our forces, and in we go. This is not going to be particularly complicated for us. Excellent. Their allies are right here, but that doesn't matter. Their allies are irrelevant. So they're walking into us, and they're just going to instantly die. This is not going to be good for them at all. Fantastic. We're sitting at 50% war score already. All we need to do is get this siege completed. To be honest, I want to split off at least these guys. But I think that we should end up leaving something along the lines of this here. And we move these guys out and put, like... I think this guy would be fine to put in charge. This guy has siege, so this seems okay. We're just going to park these guys back here where they're not going to take as much attrition. We see these guys coming in, and we're going to let them. So we're going to let them lock in here. And now we're going to come in and defend our siege. Okay, so in we come, and we're going to absolutely crush them, of course. Wonderful. And they're kicked out of here. So we're going to pull these guys back out. I'm just thinking right now about, I guess, a slightly less attrition down here. But honestly, I don't expect them to get back before this finishes. We've only got like 50 days left, so that's okay. Yeah, there's still a little bit of attrition down here, but it's not nearly as bad as if they were sitting here. So that'll be okay. We can extort our subjects, and we will definitely do that. Why are they never grateful for what they do have? There we go. So our fort here is going to be finishing up. I say our fort. It's not exactly our fort yet, but it will be very shortly. We might as well hold it ourselves. We're at 7 of 8 domain, so we might as well hold this ourselves. That'll be fine. Cool. So that is under our control. Taking a look at our empire title that we're angling for. This is our first title within the Empire of Mali. This is not within the Empire of Guinea, so that is absolutely understood. But I do want to eat up these one province nations as quickly as we can. That is going to be very, very useful for us. So I'm going to declare a war out over here, and we're going to attack Toro as well. We're going to do this for all of these little one province. And in we go. Fantastic. So this guy's only got 326 troops, right? We're just going to attack here. And once again, I want to remove a bunch of our units here that we don't want to spend prestige on reinforcing. So we're going to move these guys on out, and we're just basically splitting our force in half, and this is our good force, and this is our bad force. And we're just going to have our bad force be the ones to besiege. So that'll be absolutely fine here. Absolutely no problem. This war is already over. They just don't know it yet. I'll put this guy in charge here. And that'll be absolutely fine. Cool. So yeah, we are paying a lot of prestige just to maintain these, but we don't have to pay prestige to reinforce them, is the idea behind this. So that'll be fine. And do we have any levy troops in here? Oh, we have a couple. Okay, noted. Really? He's coming down over here? I mean, this siege is over, right? He's got about 50 days left. He can't do anything, so I'm not even going to respond to him. There's no point. This is absolutely okay. Now, we can't hold this one ourselves, or actually we could. We would have to choose. And this is contiguous with our territory, so we might hand this out. But let's enforce those demands. Yeah, let's go ahead and hand this one out. That'll be fine. And we'll disband our troops. Fantastic. And that is looking good. So at this point, we are no longer right. We're no longer working on our increased county control down here. That's okay. I don't actually mind that. I want to increase county control over here for the moment. This is at 76. It's not really going up, but it's not going down either. We'll get there. Okay, so that's fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue gobbling up these tiny little one provinces. And once we're complete with that, we should be able to start making our way into, like, a Khan here, although it's going to have to be on the duchy level, and it's going to be slightly spicy. We'll see how that ends up going. Ghana is still the concern, but we're actually more powerful than Ghana right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. We might actually want to start carving into them with something like a kingdom invasion if we have the prestige. A subjugation would be really funny. I don't think we can do this, though, can we? We would take his primary title and make him our vassal, so we would get the kingdom title. We could do this. We might do that next episode. It is time for that cut. We'll see how that goes. That'll be an interesting one. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.